Hey everyone, this is Professor Ragna. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today we're going to team build and prepare for week 2 for my draft league against the Maryland Mightyenas, and you guys can currently see their team here. So what I need to prepare for here, the coach of the Maryland Mightyenas is Lucky Wolf, who's a streamer, if any of you want to check them out. And here's their team right here. So Lucky Wolf has a team of Primarina, Arcanine, Corviknight, Conkeldurr, Sableye, Duraludon, Gmax, Grimmsnarl, Gmax Dreadnought, Crocodile, and Espeon. Meanwhile, on my team, I have Urshifu-Gmax, Ferrothorn, Porygon-Z, Clefable, Comfey, Rhyperior, Gastrodon, Persian-Alola, Rotom-Heat, and Gengar-Gmax. So, my initial thoughts here are that I believe Lucky probably sees 3 potential things as a threat. Those being Urshifu-Gmax, Porygon-Z, and Rhyperior. So the first thing that comes to mind is both Urshifu-Gmax and Rhyperior are theoretically weak to Primarina, which is her first draft pick. So that being said, I could either not bring them into this matchup, or I could bring them into this matchup but be able to counter Primarina effectively. And one way I can do that is via bringing Rhyperior and Gastrodon and perhaps even Ferrothorn as a core on this team. The reason why I say that is because I think Rhyperior would be really great against really a lot of Pokemon against Lucky Wolf's team, such as Arcanine, Corviknight, to a certain extent Conkeldurr, but not so much. Duraludon, I don't think can do very much to Rhyperior. Gmax Grimmsnarl won't do too much, and I think it won't. Gmax Dreadnought wouldn't do anything to Rhyperior if Gastrodon was in the back due to its Storm Drain ability. Crocodile could potentially be a problem with Intimidate, and Espeon I don't think stands a chance against Rhyperior either. So I'm thinking a core here to counter Primarina primarily would be great to have here, and the way to do that is to first have Gastrodon with Storm Drain so that it can absorb water moves from Primarina. So the first Pokemon I'm putting onto my team here is Gastrodon. Let's go ahead and give it the Storm Drain ability. And let's leave the moves open for now. I do think I will want to give it a Rindo Berry in case Primarina is holding Energy Ball as one of the moves, which Lucky Wolf could totally do if she's expecting Gastrodon to be on my team here. So with Primarina having potentially a grass move and Primarina still being a threat to the team in general, as I said earlier, I think Ferrothorn is going to be a great pick to have here, mainly because it can absorb all of Primarina's moves, honestly, whether it be Max Hailstorm or Energy Ball. If it's trying to target Gastrodon, Ferrothorn would be able to switch into that. So we currently have a core here of Gastrodon and Ferrothorn as the first 2 Pokemon. I will have to worry about the Arcanine, but this is also why I would have Rhyperior as well, or even Gastrodon, because under Trick Room at least, I do have a Trick Room setter, which I'll probably insert as my 4th Pokemon. But here, I think Rhyperior is a safe option if I can protect it with Gastrodon and even Ferrothorn if Primarina attempts to do a grass move on Rhyperior. So we're gonna start with Rhyperior, and as far as whether or not it needs Lightning Rod, no, I don't think so, because I do want to protect myself against a potential 4x super effectiveness move from Max Overgrowth from Primarina, if for some reason I can't avoid it, or even from Max Geyser if for some reason Gastrodon is dead while Rhyperior is still on the floor. So we're gonna take Solid Rock here. And again, let's leave the moves open for now. Given that I'm probably bringing this Trick Room mode here. The only Trick Room setter I currently have on my team. I do have Porygon Z as a Trick Room setter, but I also do have Comfey. I think we're gonna want Comfey here to be the primary Trick Room setter. So let's actually immediately give it Trick Room there. One thing I do want to do as well, I do want to give it Giga Drain in order to proc Rhyperior's weakness policy, which I was thinking of running. And we'll probably want some form of quote-unquote redirection here in the form of Ally Switch, and probably Floral Healing. So I think that's pretty good enough for Comfey. I will give it a Focus Sash for now, but I'm not quite sure if that'll be needed yet. So the reason why I also say Trick Room might potentially be a good matchup against Lucky Wolf's Maryland Mightyenas is because a lot of the Pokemon on this team are in the mid-speed tier, I would say. So Arcanine with, I believe, a base speed of 95, Corviknight has 67, Primarina has 60, Duraludon's, I believe, 85, Dreadnought probably has the Swift Swim ability. I want to assume here that Lucky Wolf might be using Sableye as a weather setter for things like Gmax, Dreadnought, and even Primarina. So it could honestly be safe here to assume that there might be some rain weather here for Lucky. Corviknight could be a problem, but not so much probably if Rhyperior has either Fire Punch or Thunder Punch. And what else do I need to worry about here? Yeah, I think this is good for now. With this 4. So one thing I am thinking about is Sableye could potentially be Lucky's taunt user, and it would be absolutely horrible if I could not get Trick Room up. That would be a huge problem, I think. So I don't know if I necessarily have a way to avoid that. I cannot fake out Sableye given that it's a ghost type. What I could do, I could probably bring Urshifu. Or actually maybe not. I'm thinking, could I KO Sableye before it taunts my Comfey? And perhaps I can. But what else do we have to consider here? I'm trying to think whether or not I might need Porygon Z. I'm thinking not really. But a core of Clefable and Porygon Z is always something safe to bring as well, in my opinion. But whether or not it's great here, I don't really know yet. There's a lot of things to consider here. I'm trying to think what type of mode would Lucky run. So I mentioned earlier that Lucky could have a rain team with Sableye, Dreadnought, and or Primarina. Or Lucky could go with some traditional setup with Primarina, Arcanine as a core. Probably Corviknight. I wouldn't be surprised if Corviknight comes in, given that I have 2 fairy types. And even Urshifu's weak to Brave Bird. And if Corviknight were to set up a lot of max steel spikes, that could potentially be a problem for Rhyperior, but I'm not too worried about that. But given that I think Corviknight will probably come in. This Focus Sash is good, I think. So yeah. Okay. For now, I'm gonna give Ferrothorn Leftovers. And before I consider filling out the rest of this team, I think it would be good if I can just start setting up some moves. So with Ferrothorn, what do I want to do with Ferrothorn here? I do want to be able to counter Primarina effectively if for some reason Rhyperior can't do it. So I think I do want Power Whip on it. I'm trying to think here if something like Body Press would be great to have, but probably not really. If it ever came down to Ferrothorn versus Dreadnought, Power Whip takes that out. Power Whip takes out Crocodile for the most part. I would be concerned about Conkeldurr. I obviously need a answer to Arcanine, but that is why I have Gastrodon and Rhyperior. Okay, so with Ferrothorn, I'm really only concerned about Arcanine, Corviknight, Conkeldurr, and I think that's really it. So the way I can handle Conkeldurr, I think, is probably by running Iron Defense on Ferrothorn. And if I have Iron Defense, Body Press could potentially be a safe option to run. And then what else do I want here? I could either run something like Protect in this slot or Leech Seed. I do have leftovers, so whether or not I need Leech Seed is a bit of a question. But I think something like Protect would sound good. Let's go with Protect for now, and let's not worry too much about the EVs yet. As far as Gastrodon, let's give it the standard Scald and Earth Power. So let's give it Earth Power first and then Scald. So both of these would be great for Arcanine. And what else? If I were to wall Dreadnought with Gastrodon, Earth Power takes care of Dreadnought. Scald takes care of Crocodile. And Earth Power even takes care of Duraludon. So I think this is a good solid 2 moves to have. And then I'm thinking probably, whoops, let's put this back. Scald, Earth Power, Scald, and then Protect, Recover. I could obviously change that, but I think this is a pretty good standard set for Gastrodon. So I actually have 2 Protect users within Trick Room. Typically, Rhyperior also runs Protect, which I think would be good. So I'm going to give Rhyperior Protect here. And then I do want to give it stab moves, obviously. So let's give it... I believe it is Rock Slide that I'm looking for, but let's make sure. Let's look for a Rock move. Yes, it's probably Rock Slide that I want here, but let's make sure there's no other Rock move that I might want instead. Chances are I probably don't. The only other thing, Stone Edge, no, I'd rather have Rock Slide. I know Rhyperior gets Rock Wrecker too, but I think Rock Slide is a much better overall move to have. And then for a ground stab move, it would be either Earthquake or High Horsepower. Given that I'm probably going to proc Rhyperior's weakness policy, it would not be a good idea to have Earthquake. Actually, I could probably run Earthquake given that I have Protect on both Ferrothorn and Gastrodon. So maybe let's go with Earthquake instead of High Horsepower, actually. And then the third move is going to be a coverage move. So it's going to be something that can handle something like Primarina and Corviknight. Does Rhyperior learn Thunder Punch? It looks like it does learn Thunder Punch. Does it learn Fire Punch? It does learn Fire Punch. So the question is, which one will serve me better? As I believe those are one of the other moves I want to run. So I'm thinking between Fire Punch and Thunder Punch. Ice Punch I don't think would be very helpful here based on the team. Whether or not Iron Head would be helpful, I don't believe so either. So I think we're gonna go with Thunder Punch here. The reason is because it covers Primarina, Corviknight, Gmax Dreadnought, and then I can cover most of the rest with either a rock move such as Rock Slide or Earthquake. So let's go with this for now. So we actually have move sets for 4 Pokemon already. So now what I'm thinking is for the other 2 Pokemon, what if I can't get Trick Room up? So I kind of need a mode to either prevent Lucky Wolf from taunting me or being able to match up in speed tiers. So that is a little hard if Gmax Dreadnought gets Swift Swim and Sableye gets Taunt and Quash and Fake Out even. So Sableye is a bit of a problem to this team right now. And Sableye is probably likely to be running Focus Sash as well, so I can't necessarily one-hit KO Sableye. What I could do, I'm looking at this Porygon Z and Clefable team here. I could also potentially bring in Urshifu-Gmax, but Urshifu-Gmax doesn't necessarily help me with anything else. Let's see here. What else do I have to worry about here? I don't think bringing in Persian Alola is a good idea. The reason is because Persian Alola would get taunted. Sableye gets Prankster. So I think Persian Alola just has a bad matchup here overall against this team. Rotom-Heat could be interesting as Crocodile can't really touch Rotom-Heat. Primarina can, but that's why I have Gastrodon. And then Corviknight can't really touch Rotom-Heat either. And if I wanted to, Rotom-Heat could probably take hits very well from Duraludon and even potentially one-hit KO if I were to try to match up in speed. So I'm thinking Rotom-Heat could probably be a good Pokemon here. So let's go with Rotom-Heat. I would be wary of Arcanine's Snarl, so I would probably run Nasty Plot if the leads came down to Rotom versus Arcanine. Arcanine does outspeed Rotom-Heat, so Arcanine would be going for Snarl first. And then let's have Protect here as well. What to put here for Rotom's item? I don't think I need to worry. There's no Amoonguss or Venusaur on this team here, so safety goggles is not going to be an option here. What could be an option is some type of berry. Maybe a healing berry for now. So let's go with Aguav berry. I could even go with, what is it called? Chardy berry. Halves damage taken from rock type attacks, but I would have Gastrodon in the back, however, to switch into if I need to switch into a rock type move. So, okay, for Rotom-Heat, let's go with the standard set of Thunderbolt and Overheat. And then for this next Pokemon here, it'd probably be something like Clefable, Porygon Z, or Urshifu-Gmax. So I could either go with Porygon Z to help establish speed control, or I could go with Clefable for Follow Me, for using Follow Me, for some type of redirection, and even Helping Hand. But the problem with bringing Clefable and Comfey is that that's two fairy types that are weak to steel types, which on this team are Corviknight and Duraludon. So I don't know if bringing Clefable is a good option here. So I'm thinking either Porygon Z or Urshifu-Gmax might be the last Pokemon to use here. So as far as which one would be the better option, let's consider Urshifu first. So it does have a weakness to Primarina, to Moonblast. It does have a weakness to Corviknight in the form of Max Airstream or Brave Bird. It does also have a potential weakness to Gmax Grimmsnarl even. But those are the main things I need to worry about. However, again, Primarina, I do have Ferrothorn to switch into. So, that being said, I'm not too worried about Urshifu not covering for Primarina, because that's why I have Ferrothorn. As for Corviknight, I would take a lot from something like Brave Bird. I don't know if I would get one hit KO'd unless Lucky runs 252 attack Adamant. But nonetheless, this is also why I have Rotom, to be able to wall Corviknight. So Urshifu could be a good option here. It would also be able to take out Sableye, at least to its Focus Sash right away. It would be able to close combat Duraludon. It would be able to close combat Gmax Dreadnought. And it's not affected by Arcanine's Intimidate, nor is it affected by Crocodile's Intimidate. But now let's consider Porygon Z. So, is speed control very important here? Yes. And however, the only thing is Arcanine's the fastest Pokemon next to Duraludon and Dreadnought, assuming Dreadnought has Swift Swim. Let's actually check what Crocodile's base speed is. I actually don't know. It's 92, so Crocodile is decently fast as well. Okay, I see. This is a bit tough. It's either Urshifu or Porygon Z. Both of which I think would make good additions to the team. However, Porygon Z doesn't get any type of protection because I wouldn't have Clefable on the floor. So we might honestly go with Urshifu. I think we're gonna go with Urshifu here. Yeah, let's go ahead and go with Urshifu. So we do have a Water, Grass, Fire core here, as well as Fairy and Steel core. And my main, a lot of these Pokemon can Dynamax, honestly. Like, there are 5 of these can Dynamax, so I actually feel good about this matchup. With Urshifu, I don't think I necessarily need a choice band, but that could be something to consider. However, I don't like the idea, typically, of being locked into one move. So we might not go with choice band, and if I do have Focus Sash on Urshifu, this probably means that I want to run Babiri Berry on Comfey. So let's give Urshifu the typical moves here. Let's give it Wicked Blow. I believe it learns Close Combat. Yes, it does. But are there any other fighting moves that would be good to consider? I don't believe so. So yeah, let's go with Close Combat. Sucker Punch would probably be great here. It's a stab priority move. Poison Jab, I don't believe I need because I have many answers for Rhyperior. So we're not, or excuse me, I have many answers for Primarina, including Gastrodon, Ferrothorn, Rotom, and Rhyperior to a certain extent with Thunder Punch. So yeah, I think we're gonna go with Wicked Blow, Close Combat, Sucker Punch, and then probably Detect. But let's see what other moves are here. Iron Head, I don't think we really need Iron Head, honestly. Yeah, we don't need Iron Head. And yeah, those seem to be the moves. So we've got 6 Pokemon here already. With Rhyperior, I do probably want 252 in attack and probably 252 in HP. And let's just throw 4 into special defense. Although, honestly, it'd probably be good to throw some of this into special defense. Like maybe something like this, honestly. In case for whatever reason I can't counter Primarina. And even Duraludon to a certain extent. But something like Dreadnought is also, and even Conkeldurr could potentially be a problem. So maybe I will actually go with 252 in HP and then just rely on Ferrothorn and Gastrodon to account for Primarina. So let's not consider Rhyperior's defenses when it comes to Primarina. And yeah, but let's give it 4 special defense though. So this is probably what we're looking at. Whether or not I need 252 attack, we'll see later. Even after a weakness policy boost. Actually, let's do that calc right now. Let's see if I truly need 252 attack with Rhyperior. Maybe I could throw some of that into special defense. So let's do this calc here really quick. I have Rhyperior here. And if its weakness policy is activated, it would be at +2. And I would be Dynamaxing it. Now let's check out what it does against Primarina and Dynamax form. So let's give this Rock Slide and then Thunder Punch here. Yeah, by far it gets KO'd by Max Lightning at +2, way past 100%. Now let's check what it does against something like Corviknight, which typically they run 252 HP, so let's consider this calc here. Max Rockfall does at least 60 to 71%, so what truly matters is that it does at least 50%. And I am somehow surprised that Max Lightning only does that much. I do have Wakanberry here, so that's why. So let's just switch that item. Okay, so I would be doing something like Max Lightning against Corviknight. And it's way past 50% here, so it's a 2-hit KO. Against Conkeldurr, let's see what it does against Conkeldurr. So something like this, if it's G-maxed. Max Quake is a guaranteed 2-hit KO, which is amazing. Okay. I honestly probably don't even need 252 attack. I could probably throw a lot of it into special defense. And then let's see what it does against Crocodile. I don't know if Crocodiles typically run 252 HP, but let's assume that it does. Rhyperior can't... Crocodile can't do too much against Rhyperior. Okay. So even at 252 HP, Crocodile takes quite a lot from Max Quake. So all of these are two-hit KOs. And let's see what it does against Grimmsnarl as well. It's probably a 1-hit KO with Max Quake. Do I have a Duraludon here? Yes, I do. If it's running something like that, yeah, guaranteed 1-hit KO. So what I'm thinking here is as long as we can 1-hit KO Primarina at 100% HP, it should still be able to 1-hit KO everything else, or 2-hit KO everything else. So let's put Primarina back in this slot here. And yeah, so let's see how much attack I can get away with. So maybe all I need for Rhyperior is something like 88 attack against Primarina. So this is assuming, let's just assume that maybe Primarina could run something like 252 HP and 60 defense, which could be totally possible, honestly. Especially if Lucky Wolf is planning to counter my Rhyperior with Primarina, so maybe let's put a little bit more attack here. So maybe something like 140 attack would be good. And as long as this 1-hit KOs Corviknight, Conkeldurr, or at least 2-hit KOs Corviknight, Conkeldurr, and Crocodile, I think that's what I'm mostly concerned about. It should be able to 1-hit KO G-Max Dreadnought as well because it's a rock type. But let's just double check calcs here. So against Corviknight, taking off this Wakanberry, Max Lightning can still 2-hit KO. And then if I were to now put Conkeldurr here, Max Quake still 2-hit KOs with its weakness policy procced, which is great. Okay, that's fantastic. And with Crocodile, it should also be a 2-hit KO. Yep, 2-hit KO. Okay. So this does mean I had to proc weakness policy. But I think I'm fine with that. So yeah, let's give Rhyperior 140 here. And then let's throw the rest into special defense. Let's actually see. Okay, hold on. Let's just ensure. Let's see what this does first of all. If I get a Primarina set here. If it were to do something like Max Overgrowth, how much would it do? Max Geyser obviously does quite a lot still. Max Overgrowth is only a 37.5% chance to one-hit KO. And if I put no special defense, then it's a guaranteed one-hit KO. So, okay, let's definitely keep the special defense here. Okay, yeah, let's go with that. For Gastrodon, I do have to worry about Primarina not one-hit KOing it as well. So let's assume that Lucky Wolf could potentially run Special Attack 252 Modest. I don't know if she would run Life Orb. But let's put Gastrodon here. And with the Rindo Berry, let's see how much it needs to live through Max Overgrowth. Not Dynamaxed. So I would need something like 20 special defense to live through Max Overgrowth from a Primarina with 252 special attack. If it is a Life Orb, which it very well could be, let's see how much I would need here. That's still very rough. So honestly, something like this could be what we need, but its defenses are very low, however. So I do worry about the Conkeldurr matchup with Gastrodon. So I might honestly need to run something like this. Let's not account for Life Orb. How much do I need to live through? Okay. I would need 20 special defense to live through a Primarina with 252 special attack. So let's for now give Gastrodon 20 in special defense. If I were to put 236 in defense, let's see what that does against something like Conkeldurr. So let's get the Conkeldurr matchup here. So these are actually good calcs here. So, and if it were Dynamax, it's even better. But that being said, I also do want some special attack too. So maybe let's make it so that we remove some of this defense here. And let's see how much we can get this Max Geyser up in Dynamax. So maybe something like 30, at least 33% could be good. But what happens if we do something like 116? It's still at 25. Okay, so we probably can't even get to. We probably can't even get to 33%, even if I did 252 here. Yeah, okay. Not even at least 33%. So something like at least 25 could be good, honestly. So let's do at least 25 to something like Conkeldurr. If it is not Dynamax, it's going to do at least 50%, which is great. As you can see here. So, yeah, okay. So let's do at least 92 in special attack. And then if it's 144 in hold on here. Relaxed. Okay. If it's 144 here, then it takes this much, and those seem like favorable calcs, honestly. Yeah, these seem like good calcs here. Like some of these are even less than 25%. Drain Punch isn't. It's more like, but it's also less than 33%. So I think I'm happy with this type of EV spread on Gastrodon. So okay, that's perfect. For something like Ferrothorn, does Conkeldurr learn Fire Punch? We're gonna let's find out here. It probably learns Fire Punch, so that would scare me, honestly. It does learn Fire Punch. Okay, so it could potentially be safe to assume that Conkeldurr could have Fire Punch and Arcanine could have Heat Wave, right? So we probably we'll definitely need 252 HP in Ferrothorn. So yeah, let's give Ferrothorn that at least. And then let's see how much does Ferrothorn need to live through a Heat Wave from Arcanine? Assuming that it has at most 36 special attack. This is a typical set, a typical EV spread of Arcanine. So let's see how much Heat Wave would actually do a ton against this thing. There's probably no avoiding a one-hit KO from Heat Wave. Actually, there looks like there could be. If we do something like a Sassy Nature. Okay, so this guarantees living through Heat Wave, but obviously I probably wouldn't live through a Conkeldurr with Fire Punch, right? But let's just double check on that. I got a Conkeldurr matchup here with Fire Punch instead. Yeah, there's no way I'm living through even one Fire Punch. So, but let's just, what if we're under Rain? If we're under Rain, I lived through that pretty well, which is great. What about Arcanine? Under Rain, I lived through this pretty well as well. So, okay, let's make it so that I lower this a little bit, and just enough to be able to get 2-hit KO'd. Oh, this is actually a 3-hit KO after Leftovers recovery, which is perfect. That's great. Okay, so something like 188 special defense seems good for Ferrothorn, as long as it's under the rain from Gastrodon. And then it looks like the Leftovers would be something like 138. Let's put this at level 50. There's a bit of an awkward spread here. Oh, okay. Wait, what am I doing? 188. Okay, 188. And then 68 defense. Something like that. So Heat Wave would be a 3-hit KO. And then similarly with Conkeldurr, if I change this to Fire Punch again, under Rain, Fire Punch does 61, so it would be a 2-hit KO, but let's assume I can get 1 Iron Defense up. What does this make it? So Fire Punch only does 30 through 37.5%. Okay, I'm very happy with this spread here for Ferrothorn, so we're gonna go with that. And then let's give it, what was it, a Sassy Nature? Sassy Nature here. And I should be able to live through every single one of those fire moves, at least if I'm under the rain. So that's perfect. For Comfey, we're definitely going to want 252 HP. And I want to be able to live through Duraludon's Max Steel Spike and Corviknight's Max Steel Spike. So let's do calcs against those. I do have a Babiri with Comfey, so it probably doesn't matter too much what I put here. But I am most worried about Duraludon's damage here. So let's put Babiri on Comfey. And let's put Duraludon in this slot here. And let's assume it could have Life Orb. I'm honestly not sure, but some Duraludons do run Life Orb. And yeah, let's keep it as maybe Timid. Let's keep it as Timid. Actually, no, let's keep it as Modest for now. Okay. So if this is Dynamaxed, Max Steel Spike would do this much to Comfey. Let's give it a... What do I want to give it here? A plus special defense and minus attack. So calm. Okay, so Max Steel Spike actually does not one-hit KO with this Babiri, but let's take this down to at most 85% perhaps. And then okay, something like 252, 116. And then perhaps 140. Might be good to give it a Bold Nature, actually. Maybe let's give it a Bold Nature. Okay, let's redo this calc. So if I give this a Bold Nature, the reason why I say Bold Nature is because its defense is lower than its special defense. However, that means a ton more in special defense here. Something like 228 is needed just to live through Max Steel Spike with 85% damage at most. Okay, let's do two things here. Let's compare. So let's give this a calm nature first. So these would be this at level 50. These would be the stats of Comfey, 158. It's calm. Its HP would be 158, defense 128, special defense 159. Okay, what happens now if I do Comfey, Bold, 252 HP, and then how much special defense was it to live through Max Steel Spike? 228 special defense. And 28 here. So it would actually be HP 158, bold, or sorry, defense 125, special defense 159. So actually it's better here to go for calm. So let's go with calm with 140 defense and 116 special defense. Okay, so that's what we're gonna go with for Comfey. And these all need to be 0, obviously, given that they're gonna run under Trick Room. And then for Urshifu, I'm mostly concerned about outspeeding Arcanine. I believe that is my main thing to have to outspeed here. As I won't be outspeeding Dreadnought under the rain. So let's see how much I need to outspeed Arcanine. So 95. Okay. Let's potentially assume Arcanine is running 252 speed. Let's go here. And then let's put Urshifu on this side. Okay, all I need to outspeed Arcanine is 244 speed if I'm a Jolly Nature. And if they're running Timid 252. So let's give Urshifu, what was it? 244 speed? We could probably put the rest in attack and do something like this. But, yeah, something like this seems good, honestly, especially because I have a Focus Sash. I don't think I care too much about what the bulk is here. Yeah, let's keep this set then. And then let's go with Jolly. And then the last thing to consider now is Rotom. And let's put this at level 50. Let's put all these at level 50. So what I'm most concerned about is doing at least 50% damage to Primarina when it's Dynamaxed with Thunderbolt, and at least 50% damage with Corviknight, and at least 50% damage to Duraludon if it's Dynamaxed as well. Those are the main calculations I care about for Rotom. So in that case, let's see what we need to do here. So let's get Rotom here. I probably will not be outspeeding Arcanine, so I don't know how much speed I'll need here with Rotom. As long as I outspeed Duraludon, I think that's what truly matters. So let's figure out the speed first. Let's assume that Duraludon could potentially run speed 252 and maybe even a Timid Nature. I don't believe those are very common, honestly, but let's see. Timid was relatively common, 10%. Okay, so Lucky could potentially run Timid 252. So let's consider this, and then how much do I need to be able to outspeed that? So if I'm Timid as well, as long as I'm 151 speed, I will be outspeeding it. So 212 speed is what's needed in order to outspeed Duraludon. So let's give this 212 speed with the Timid Nature. And then, as I said earlier, I care most about being able to 2-hit KO Primarina, Corviknight, and Duraludon. So if we are both Dynamaxed here, let's actually give Rotom a default set here. Okay, so this seems good. So something like this. So if we're both Dynamaxed, Max Flare looks like it's only doing... Let's assume Duraludon's not running Assault Vest. Okay. So I would need at least something like... It's 172 special attack to be able to guarantee 2-hit KO on a Duraludon that doesn't have Assault Vest. It very well could have Assault Vest, honestly. But let's see how much that does. Where is it? So it's at least 33%. Okay, so I'm happy with this 172 special attack. So let's actually take note of that. So Rotom-Heat, if it has 172 special attack, 33% versus AV Duraludon, 50% versus Duraludon. Now what happens if Duraludon is not maxed? So 2-hit KO with Assault Vest and guaranteed 1-hit KO with no Assault Vest. Okay, so very happy with that. Now let's see what it does against Primarina. If it's running something like 252 HP. Okay, maybe let's assume 4 special defense. A Max Lightning would be able to 2-hit KO it. However, if it is running Assault Vest, Max Lightning would only do 28%. So Primarina could be running Assault Vest here. Those are relatively common in Series 6. Can I get this to 33%? No, I can't. Okay. So it might honestly be safe to keep this at 172 for now. What about when it's not Dynamax? Okay, so Max Lightning does 69%. And then Thunderbolt, when they're both not Dynamaxed, does 47. Let's take that to at least 50. If we can do that. Okay. So we need at least 204 to be able to to be able to 2-hit KO Primarina. Okay. Now what if Primarina is not running Assault Vest? So this would still be a 2-hit KO. When they're both Dynamax, this is 2-hit KO. When Primarina is not Dynamax, this is 1-hit KO. Okay, perfect. So 204 special attack is probably what we want, and then I will assume that against Corviknight, I will be able to 2-hit KO or 1-hit KO everything. Every single set here. So so Thunderbolt only does 35% against Corviknight. Oh, but if it's Dynamax, okay, so Thunderbolt is a guaranteed 2-hit KO, Overheat is guaranteed 1-hit KO if they're both not Dynamaxed. If Rotom is Dynamaxed, Max Lightning kills it, so does Max Flare. If Corviknight is Dynamaxed, these are at least 50%. Okay, so I'm happy with 204 special attack in this set here. So let's go with 204 special attack. And then honestly, we can throw the rest into HP. So that being said, I think this is essentially the team here. We've figured out the calcs. So this will be the team I'll be going in with against the Maryland Mightyenas in my round 2 matchup. So the idea here is hopefully to go with a Trick Room setup. However, if for some reason that I can't go with Trick Room, there's going to be a lot of usage with Rotom-Heat and Urshifu. And in those modes, Rotom-Heat is weak to Primarina, so Gastrodon will still be very effective there. So we will probably be looking at cores outside of Trick Room with Urshifu, Rotom-Heat, and Gastrodon. Similarly, Urshifu is weak to Fairy, so Rotom-Heat and Urshifu are both weak to Primarina. So we will likely be going with the core of Ferrothorn to counter for Fairy type coverage. So inside of Trick Room, we'll probably have Gastrodon, Ferrothorn, Rhyperior, and Comfey. Outside of Trick Room, we'll probably have Rotom-Heat, Urshifu, Ferrothorn, and Gastrodon, which should cover most of these Pokemon here. Body press could potentially change, but we're going to keep that as is for now. So this should be a pretty solid team. against Maryland Mightyenas. So let's hope that we get another win this week. So yeah, thank you all for watching and have a good day.